Are you hurting? Do you have days that you just feel like giving up? That you don't feel good enough? You don't feel like life is worth living? You don't feel like you have what it takes? And you don't feel like life is even on your side to even make it? I understand what you're going through. People don't believe that about me because when they see me up on a stage in front of 20,000 people singing, and people are worshiping and singing with me, and they think, oh, that girl's got it all together. She doesn't have one problem. They have no idea that I've walked off that stage and walked into a room, hotel room, and had silence that I cannot even describe to you. That they've taken me off of airplanes because they thought I was having a heart attack and had to rush me to a hospital only to find out that it was an anxiety attack. Or my husband is sat beside me in an airplane when I'm breathing into a bag because I can't get my air and the things are spinning. Oh yeah, that's me, the girl that you're talking to. And so when I'm talking to you today, it's because there is hope. And I'm not talking just because of something theory. I'm talking to you from experience that I came back from having no energy, couldn't even get out of bed in the mornings. It would take me an hour and a half, 2 hours just to get dressed in the morning because my energy was so gone. If you're there, there is hope for you today. And I want to encourage you, but I had to make some steps. One thing I said to myself, if my thoughts is what got me into this mess, then my thoughts are what's going to get me out of it. And so I want to encourage you today. There's 4 questions I want you, and I want you to go get your pad and paper because you're going to have to get real with yourself today. This is time to get authentic with you. Maybe the truth is that you need to get back to liking who you are instead of trying to be everything that everybody else wants you to be, or everything that the world is telling us that we're supposed to be, or everything that the commercials are selling us that we're supposed to be, and get back to being who God made you to be, because who you are is enough. And I just want to encourage you to that today. But I had to answer these 4 questions. So you get your pen and paper because this is your job. So the first question is what do you fear? That sounds so crazy, doesn't it? What do you fear? But here's the truth about it. What you fear is keeping you back. Because the truth is, what are you making your decisions from? Your fear or your faith? Most of us are making it from the fear. Fear of failure, fear of being alone, fear of being rejected, fearing of never being good enough, fearing I'll never be a success. Some of you are even afraid of being a success. I don't know, but I want you, those are just some examples, but I want you to write down, what do you fear? And then after you write down what you fear, I want you to ask yourself, why do you fear that? Because I think it's so easy for us to go, oh, well, I fear this, but we're really not getting to the core of what we really fear. And so I want you to get really real with yourself today. I don't care if you burn this piece of paper, but for once in your life, get honest with yourself. The truth is, everyone around you, some you might be faking, some of you might be seeing straight through to you. Let's get honest with ourselves, because the truth is, if you're ever going to get better, you got to get real. The second thing I'm going to ask you is, what do you value? What do you really value? See, here's some examples. Some people value family. For me, I value family. I value my relationship with Christ. I value my alone time with God. I value being a person of character. I value being a good friend. Those are just, but for you, what do you value? I'm just going to write it down, because the truth is, you might not even be living to the true values of yourself. You might be so busy trying to please everyone else, you're not being true to you and what you value. So write that down. The last one I'm going to say to you is, what brings you joy? Now you'll notice I didn't say what brings you happiness, because happiness and joy are 2 totally different things. Happiness is something that you feel for the moment. Joy is something that you feel in your heart that is just everlasting. It's deep. It's a contentment. What brings you joy? And it may not be, I'm going to say this again, it may not be what the world is telling you brings you joy. The world wants to tell you that it's about how much money you have, how many friends you have, what kind of car you drive, what you're wearing, the name brands you've got on. That's what the world is telling you. No, I'm asking you, what brings you joy? It might be a walk in the woods. It might be sitting with a friend having coffee. It might be going and doing missionary work. It might be serving some friends. It might be doing a job. It might be writing a blog. It might be writing. It might be, I don't know. I'm just giving you things because I want you to get true to yourself. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, it's the old thing of get the attitude of gratitude. If you want to really beat anxiety and depression, that means you've got to change your focus. I did a tape not too long ago or years ago called Is What You're Thinking About Killing You? Because our thoughts, we either make it or break it right up here. Sometimes I say that we have two things sitting on both sides of us. One of it, and doesn't it happen in the middle of the night? We'll wake up with just fear. It'll grip us in the middle of the night. Our heart will begin to palpitate. We'll get all these thoughts of, we ain't going to make it. Life's going to end. I'm not good enough. It's never going to work out. That's what I'm talking about. Those attitudes of gratitude. You got to stop all that and get in your grateful seat to go, you know what? No, I am thankful today that God made me good enough. I'm thankful today for me that I'm 4'11". I'm thankful today that I woke up and the sun is up. I'm thankful today that there's oxygen in the air. I'm thankful today that there is a God on the throne. These are what I'm talking about. But for 5 days, I want you to write 5 things. So it's 5 for 5. But this is the challenge. You can't write the same thing every day. So you do something on Monday, it's got to be something different on Tuesday. I want you to get in your gratitude chair and just start putting everything that you're thankful for, things that are going right in your life, things that are good in your life, the hope that you have. And then this is the last thing. I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your journey. I want to hear about your struggle. I want to hear about the changes that are coming in your life. So you can see all the information down here at the bottom of the screen, how you can email me, how you can contact me. But just know that I want to be here for you. I want to pray for you. But most of all, we're here to believe in you. You are not alone. That lie that's telling you that you are alone, you are not alone. And if I can make it, you can make it. Because that same God who has given me the strength to get up every day and to make the changes is no respecter of persons. He loves you. And he wants good things for you. And I want to say this to you. You are worthy of the good things. You just got to believe it for yourself. And you've got to accept it. And you've got to go after it. Stop settling. Today is the day to change. Don't put off to tomorrow what you'll wish you had done today. Can't wait to hear from you.